Will President Trump pardon Diddy? That is the question he was asked today in the Oval Office, and the president gave a surprising response. Thanks for being with me. I'm Jackson Gosnell. Diddy, as you may know, is on trial in federal charges for a range of alleged horrific crimes against women and a range of sexual abuse allegations. But today, President Trump was asked in the Oval Office whether or not he would consider pardoning Sean Diddy Combs because the two of them used to be somewhat of friends, according to an episode of The Apprentice. The president was asked about this earlier today, and again, he gave a surprising response. Let's watch the back and forth between Fox News' Peter Doocy and the president in the Oval Office today.
Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening. And I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Mr. President.
So as you can see, the president, of course, taking the question from Fox News in the Oval Office on this, and it raised a lot of eyebrows. Obviously, there's a photo of when the president was acquaintances/friends with Diddy. And Combs, of course, Diddy Combs pled not guilty last year to charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. This is according to The Hill, by the way. And a federal indictment depicted Combs as leading a expansive criminal enterprise engaging in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Now, it was last month, or earlier this month, rather, that Suge Knight, the former CEO of Death Row Records, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, suggested that Trump could pardon the rapper. Of course, it would be a hugely controversial decision because so many people have it out for Diddy right now, rightfully so, with the allegations against him. Do I think this will happen? Probably not. Just given the facts of the case, obviously the president said there that he would have to take a look, that he hasn't been paying attention. He said, I haven't been watching it too closely. Well, certainly if you've been watching it closely, you'll know that this is a horrific case. So I don't see this actually coming to fruition. But the fact that the president said he would look at the facts certainly had a lot of people talking today. And you may remember in the last couple of days, Trump made headlines by pardoning Todd and Julie Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best, who were convicted on bank fraud and tax evasion charges. Now, it's important to note that Trump issued hundreds of pardons on his first day in office back in January for nearly all of those January 6th defendants. In addition, he's pardoned a bunch of other people in the last couple of months. So he is looking at pardons. This president doesn't really have anything to lose, right? He's going to be there for 4 years, and then he's done. So he's not going to try and, make everybody feel good and then have to be reelected. Most people do this on their way out of office. The president's doing it right now because he doesn't have anything to lose, and he has a pardon czar who's responsible for collecting information on these as well. So again, broadly speaking, I don't think this will happen, but the fact that it was brought up had a lot of people talking about it. So just wanted to bring it to you here, but let me know what you think. I can't imagine a lot of people are going to be advocating for this, but certainly give me your thoughts in the comments down below. I appreciate you watching. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow along on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you again soon.